Hi, we're Dooglass and Esperanza, and like many of you, we feel like we've lived a blessed life with amazing family and friends. We've had many incredible adventures in the past, and we know the best memories aren't made when everything goes as planned. We've worked hard since we were young, and after seeing people around us taken before they could enjoy their lifetime of hard work, we decided to sell everything and make our dreams a reality so that we can live before we die. Hey everybody! Hello and welcome to Douglas and Esperanza's Adventures YouTube channel. We are so excited that we're finally launching this channel. We've been getting this ready for several months now, and we have finally made it to Baja, and we're enjoying Mexico. This is our beachfront spot that we're going to be at for the next month, but you don't get to see that yet, because before you can see where we are now, you've got to see where we came from and how we got here, and all the trials and tribulations in the last few months that we had to go through to make this big, huge change and start this adventure. We decided many months ago that we were going to see if we could retire and stop working and go enjoy our lives while we still are young enough to do it. And we first thought there was no chance we'd be able to retire. You know, I've worked as an engineer in the high-tech industry. Still, you know, with all the obligations and expenses we had back home, it was not realistic. We never thought we'd be able to retire, but COVID came along, kind of made everybody open their eyes and think about things differently. We've lost a couple relatives to COVID, and Esperanza's father died this year. So that kind of opened our eyes and made us think we don't want to spend our whole lives working and end up dying before we can enjoy ourselves. And that's why we started the motto, live before you die. We can do that because we're living in Mexico, where the cost of living is considerably less than living in the United States. Here, if you are frugal, you can live for about a third of what you can live in the United States. So it makes a big difference on the monthly budget. We will rewind back to the beginning and show you guys how this all started. The Oasis was a house that we purchased in Vista, California about 5 years ago. And it didn't look anything like this when we purchased it. We did a tremendous amount of work remodeling and upgrading the house. Another big project that I did here at the house is the fence along the front, and landscaping, and automatic security gate for the driveway. This was all fabricated myself. The gate is built out of 2 1/4 inch square steel tubing, and the gate frame weighs about 350 pounds, probably weighs about 500 pounds total for the main driveway gate. This was probably one of the hardest days doing construction. We mixed 110 bags of concrete in 90-degree weather for the gate foundation. Pool area was all added, and the pool cabana on the right hand side, we did a lot of the work ourselves, although the pool and all the pool decking was subbed out. Here is the iconic Oasis sign that I fabricated. So here's a little walk through the house. We enter the outside entryway and then go through the front door. The front door is new. All the flooring inside is new. We opened this up and took out all these walls and put in these sliding glass doors. The kitchen area is all new. Again, this was all stripped of the studs and built up from scratch, and Esperanza and I did almost everything ourselves. Even the plumbing had to be redone for the kitchen sink. Going outside, the pool, of course, was done by a contractor, and the retaining wall in front of it. But other than the pool and the decking, we did everything else ourselves. All the fencing was done, and we built this awesome pool cabana, which has been one of the best things that we have out here. We really loved this view. The only downside was it was a little noisy because it was on a main road, but we still love everything about the Oasis, and we were sorry that we had to go and leave it behind. We really put a lot of work into this house, our heart and soul, from all the landscaping we did outside to the studs remodel on the inside. So we are really sorry to leave, but it's time to start our new adventure, and it didn't start out easy. The first thing that happened was I had appendicitis, and I had to have my appendix removed. And this complicated the move a little bit because I was slightly incapacitated, not able to lift heavy things for several weeks. And this is right in the beginning of packing up and moving, so it was a kind of a problem. And the next challenge we had was that Esperanza found out some very scary health news.
I ended up going to the hospital last October for COVID pneumonia, and they did a scan and saw something, a little nodule on my thyroid. So I had it biopsied. It turns out it was a cancerous nodule. So I had half of my thyroid removed. The other half wasn't touched at all. So they only had to take half, and the doctor was very confident he got it all. And apparently I don't have to worry about it in the future. And the crazy thing is that I've had so many people sharing with me that they've had it or they know someone that's had the same exact thing. And it's super, super common. And I've also heard that you can get this from a lot of things like x-ray machines, CT scans, the dentist, all these different kind of scans that we have all the time, and we don't even think about it. So, you know, if they offer you that little thing to put around your neck for a scan or anything, or even ask for it, make sure that you get it, because apparently it's just super common and it's not fun. But I'm doing good.
Then to top that all off, when we were, pretty far into the move, Esperanza was coming down to go to the trailer, and she stepped off of a big 3-foot retaining wall that we had, and when she hit the ground, rolled her ankle, broke her ankle in 3 places, and tore 2 ligaments. So what happened to you?
I stepped off a retaining wall and rolled my ankle and chipped it in 3 places and tore 2 ligaments. I have to have this on, elevate my foot for 5 days.
We didn't know it at the time, but we found out later that it was much worse than they originally thought, and she is still in a boot today, and maybe in a boot to protect her ankle for many weeks to come. But even with all these things going wrong, we weren't going to give up on our dream. We weren't going to give up on this. We persevered, we powered through it, and in the end, we made it happen. Well, it's been an interesting couple of days here at the Oasis. A couple nights ago, the house across the street burned down to the ground, and luckily everyone got out safe, so that was tragic that it burned down, but luckily everybody was safe there. And then this morning we have a magnitude 4.3 earthquake that hit the house, but luckily there was no damage. I've gone throughout the house and checked, and we don't have any cracks or anything from the earthquakes. I want to invite you to join me on a tour of the Oasis swap meet, held at the iconic Oasis Resort in Southern California. And let's go take a tour of the swap meet. So you can see we have tons and tons of products here. Where else can you get a 4-foot tall Patron pinata? I don't know of anywhere else. I almost forgot the best section of the entire sale. This dark, scary, rat poop filled shed is the free section. Everything in here is free, and you're probably going to see why. Got a bunch of chemicals. That's not trucker bottles with urine, that's old gasoline. I'm not sure why anybody would want it, but it's free if somebody does. You can see that we are selling a lot of our stuff, so we don't have to store too much of it and haul it down to Mexico, and we'll see how the sale goes. It's time to go to the dump, so let's go on an adventure. We are 3 days away from the move. We moved ourselves before without any help, and so there's no reason we couldn't do it again. I will do a recreation of using the toilet. We got problems. My awesome homemade skylight turned out not to be so awesome the first time that it rained.